Hey guys, welcome to February. If you were around in January, you know I decided to start a no-buy for the month of January, and I'm here to give you my update after 31 days of attempting a no-buy. And I wanted to start out by reminding everyone, including myself, why I did this no-buy. It was a little bit less about saving money like it is for a lot of people who do a no-buy, and it was actually more about me trying to focus on what I have, which is currently about 10% of what I own because we are doing the digital nomad thing, and focusing on getting the most use out of it, figuring out what does work for me, what does not work for me, and not accumulating a lot of things since Michael and I are going to be traveling around quite a bit and living out of backpacks. So I attempted a no-buy for January, and I want to remind everybody what my rules were. I followed the model of a YouTuber called Grace Neville, I think is her name. I'm going to put her here, a picture of her here, and her name down below. She was the one who first popped up in my For You page on YouTube back in December, I think, and I could not stop consuming no-buy content after I saw her video first. But I love the way she did a no-buy better than anybody else that I saw. She gave herself red light categories, yellow light categories, and green light categories. Red light categories being things she's absolutely not allowed to buy. Yellow categories being things she has to think long and hard about before she buys. And green lights were things that were always okay to buy. I'm going to remind you real quick what my red, yellow, and green lights were. My green light items were, of course, the obvious bills, food, anything I needed for like hygiene purposes, anything my dog needed, which she needed nothing in the month of January. And I was going to allow myself to have social drinks, which for me would have been tea and coffee, except for the fact that I was also on a coffee challenge, so I had no coffee in the month of January, just tea. Green lights for me were those 5 things. Yellow lights for me was I could replace anything that I ran out of, and I had to run completely out of it. So skincare, shower products that I needed, that kind of thing. I also put on my yellow light that I would allow myself to pay for a seasonal color analysis if the opportunity presented itself. Travel and experiences is always a yellow light as long as I've put the thought and the research into making sure I'm getting the best deal that I can. A birthday gift for Michael. I should have also said birthday card for Michael, but his birthday fell in the month of January, so that was on my yellow light list. And then we also yellow lighted any type of natural upgrades to our lifestyle that allowed us to get rid of plastics. And then on my red light list, we have absolutely no craft supplies in the month of January. No new makeup, no new nail polish, no clothing, no shoes, no souvenirs anywhere I went, and no new products. So those were the rules I set down for myself, and I wanted to walk you through how did I do this month. I guess there's really no need to talk about the green light list. We did pay our bills. We did eat every day. I don't think I ran out of any hygiene products except body lotion. I think we replaced a body lotion, or it was a body lotion or face wash. It was mentioned in our daily blogs. We did have to buy her a new bag of dog food, but of course we did that. And as far as social coffee, I went out with friends a few times. I had tea, not coffee. And I had no problems with that because I felt like making a memory is totally worth spending the money. So I did perfectly fine with the green light. Yellow light, skincare, we did run out of moisturizer. Did we run out of anything else? I don't believe that we did. I did end up paying for the color analysis, and I feel like it was worth every penny. I'm going to edit the video that I took that day. I just haven't had the time yet. I think the color analysis was worth every penny and then some. I wish I had the money to pay for everyone I know to go get their colors done. This is not a bad color for me. It's not a perfect color for me, but I am focusing on the next moving forward into a no-buy for February, making sure that I never buy anything that doesn't fit into my color season. So the yellow light color seasonal analysis was a great thing for me to put on the list, and I'm so glad I did that. We did travel in January. We traveled to Disney. We were there for 3 nights to do the half marathon. And we bought the flight there, the hotel, and food while we were there, but we didn't spend any extra money on excursions or souvenirs or anything like that. So we completely stuck within the rules of the yellow light there. Did buy Michael a birthday gift and a card. And as far as upgrading from plastics, I don't think we actually ended up purchasing anything this month. We had really focused in the month of December on getting as much plastic out of the kitchen as we could. That was all of our Tupperware, any type of containers, drinking glasses. anything to cook in that wasn't steel or glass. We pretty much cleaned the kitchen out. We thought we might buy a few more things in January, but then we never ended up doing it. So I'm good to go on the yellow light. Now the red light. Let's see. No more craft supplies. I didn't buy any craft supplies in the month of January, but it was really, really hard. I've really gotten into knitting. I'm really, really slow at knitting. And there are a couple things I really want to buy to start projects that I've had in the back of my head, but I am forcing myself to finish the project I started and not do the old thing old Julie used to do, where every time I think of a new project, I just go out and get the stuff, and then I'm storing stuff and I'm moving with stuff, hauling stuff around. I am going to continue to try to stick to this do not buy craft supplies goal, and I didn't buy any in the month of January. I'm super proud of myself. And while I was in the mode of trying to downsize, I gave away all of my crochet hooks. I believe that was 3 or 4 to a friend of mine who was learning how to crochet. So yay, there's one less thing I have to carry around. I have no more crochet hooks except for, here's the dime for the bucket, the ones that are in storage in Florida. No more makeup and nail polish. This is where things started to go sideways, guys. I had told myself absolutely no more makeup and no more nail polish. I did not buy any nail polish, but after I got my seasonal color analysis done, I realized, do you remember me talking in that first video about how I only owned one blush, and then the day before I started my no buy, I dropped it and shattered it. I stuck in there for over 3 weeks of January using this shattered blush. It was going all over the bathroom sink. It was getting in the floor. It was making a mess. I went to do my color analysis and found out it wasn't even like a flattering shade for me. Anyway, it's more of like a summertime shade, and I got diagnosed as a different season. So I just decided to go ahead and throw that blush away, recycle the packaging, dump out the powder, and I did. I broke the no buy. I bought a blush from the color and please help me, is it analyst? I bought a blush from her that was in my season because I didn't have one. I needed one. I really didn't beat myself up about it too much, but I was kind of bummed that I made it to almost the end of the month of January without breaking this rule. And then I just couldn't take one more day of the mess that shattered blush was making. And I decided, you know what, here's a chance to know that I'm getting a product. I can use every single drop or every single piece of powder out of it. I'm just gonna break my no buy rule. So I did. I bought the blush. Clothing and shoes. That was the next thing on my red light list. I do not need any more clothing, and I do not need any more shoes. I did not buy any shoes, and I didn't actually spend any money on clothes in January, but I did acquire a few new ones. What had happened was, after I got my color seasons done, I was stunned to find out I am not a winter. I have spent nearly 40 years thinking I was assuming I was a winter. I had so much white and black and gray and teal. Those are kind of my favorite color combos. I was pretty much set on, I can make it through the end of January. I won't buy any more clothes. But then my uncle found a gift card laying on the ground at the hospital, and he gave it to me. It was to TJ Maxx, and he said, I have no idea what the balance is on here, but it's just trash. They're gonna blow it and sweep it up. So he rescued it for me. I took it to TJ Maxx, and there was $25 on it. So I got super excited. I said, I don't believe it's breaking my no buy if I use this to buy something that will replace something I already own. So if you watch that vlog, I bought 2 sweaters and a pair of yoga leggings, and I'm not proud to say this, but it was actually a little bit more than $25. Not a lot, not much, but I was kind of kicking myself. I'm like, which one of these 3 items can I put back so that it will be under the $25 and I won't have to break my no buy? And I finally was like, the heck with it. I'm just gonna get them. I know they're in my color season. I know that if you watch the vlog where we donated stuff to Goodwill, I had already bagged up a couple of sweaters and even a jacket that I was donating to Goodwill because they were like bright pinks and colors that I can't wear. So I did break the no buy. Only by a few dollars, not by much. I'm not worried about that. I don't feel like it was a fail, but I made it almost all the way through the month of January, and I didn't quite stick to that one goal. Souvenirs was on the list for a red light. I didn't buy a single souvenir in Disney. I was not expecting it to be hard because I'm not terribly into souvenirs, but I knew that I was going to get to Disney and start wanting to buy things for other people. And that's something that I tend to do when I'm in a new place. I want to buy a gift for everyone I know back home. And I think the thought and the gesture is appreciated by friends and family, but they weren't there. You know, they didn't make the memory that I have. They don't have the sentimentality attached to the item. I had a good memory, so I wanted to give things to other people, and at the end of the day, they just don't have the same memories that I do. So I'm really proud of myself for not going overboard. I did see some coffee mugs down there that I really, really wanted. I saw some pins that I really wanted, but I'm an adult. I don't need these things. I got through the whole entire Disney experience without buying a single souvenir, and I'm kind of proud of myself for that. And the last thing was new products. I don't want to buy anything in the month of January that I have never used before and I can't vouch for. And I actually stuck to this one. I'm super proud. Several skincare items came across my YouTube For You page in the month of January. And I really want to try them out, but the thing is I already have things now that I need to use up first. And I really like the skincare regimen that I have. And at the end of the day, what's the point in trying something new? Because I don't really have like a need or a void or a reason to want to try something new. So I'm proud of myself for making it through that. All in all, it wasn't a perfect month. Okay, so I wrote down everything that I spent money on in the month of January, and I wanted to run through it because I told you I was doing this to hold myself accountable, and here we go. I bought face moisturizer when mine completely ran out, and that was a yellow light item. Good to go. I did buy socks in the month of January, but that was a yellow light item again because I was replacing an old item. It turned out I had 3 pairs of socks and I wore holes in all of them over the month of December, and I realized it in January, so I actually bought a new pack of socks, replaced all of my socks. I'm not going to beat myself up over that. I was replacing an item. That is fine. The birthday card and gift for Michael, that was a yellow light item, and that was fine. I did buy the jacket that I wore to Disney because I knew it was going to be cold. I did not consider that breaking a no-buy because I bought it from Goodwill, so we it was not expensive to start with, and then we only bought it because we knew we would be able to donate it at the start line, and then it would be collected and donated to people who are in need. So in my opinion, that was more like a charitable purchase anyway. It just kept me warm on the morning of the race and then went to a good cause. So totally happy with that. Oh, one more thing I bought and I forgot about. I did splurge when I went shopping with my friend, and I bought incense for us. I didn't think we were going to run out of incense because we had so much from Christmas, but we actually did. So it was a really good deal at the mall. It was 100 sticks of incense for $10. That's a really, really great deal. So I did buy that. And that is it. That is everything that I bought in January. So here's my takeaways. I really wanted to participate in the No Buy Challenge because I knew it was trendy and trending, and I just kind of wanted to get on board. I keep getting content suggested to me. I've watched so much of it. I have found lots of new YouTube channels that I really like because of the No Buy content. I've subscribed to so many new people. I have some takeaways though. I think a lot of people are doing a no buy as an effort to save money, and I never really considered myself the kind of person who splurged or wasted money, or I do have impulse control. I don't have like a shopping addiction or anything like that. I didn't really have any financial goals for doing a no buy. But it did put me in a situation where I realized since I can't just go out and shop on a random afternoon or go to Target with a friend and not even think about what I'm putting in my basket, it really caused me to bring my mind home to what I already own often in the month of January and think about what do I have, what do I need, in a way I had never really done before. And it caused me to kind of take a little trip down memory lane, if you will, walk through my closet in my mind constantly, or my makeup, or my skincare, or my journal supplies, craft supplies. And I felt like I had this sort of a Rolodex of what do I own that was constantly playing in my mind. And I got to thinking there's probably a better way to do this. If I'm going to do a no buy, I probably shouldn't be so restrictive on what I can and can't buy, and actually just spend more time focusing on what do I have and keeping that in the forefront of my consciousness so that I don't get home with a new mascara or a new sweater or a new pair of shoes or something, and then realize, I kind of already had that. It wasn't something I needed, and now I have to haul around 2 of the same item. And I saw a person, I wish I knew who it was, but I saw someone on YouTube in a recent video I watched for a no buy who said what she's going to focus on is making an inventory of what she owns. She has a spreadsheet where she writes down, I own 7 sweaters. I have coral, I have raspberry, I have navy blue, white, black. You know, she listed all the sweaters that she had, and then she took a picture of them all. And so when she's out shopping and she sees a shirt that she loves, she just pulls out this spreadsheet on her phone and she's like, well, I really like this sweater, but now that I'm thinking about it, I already have one in a very similar color. And how often do I actually wear that sweater? Would I wear this one more? And I thought that's kind of a really great idea. When I go out and I'm like, this is such a beautiful color of nail polish, I gotta have it. It would really be handy if I had like a little spreadsheet of what do I already own that comes with photos, so that I could just be like, let me see, this aqua colored nail polish is gorgeous, but when I refer to my spreadsheet with photos, it turns out I already have a turquoise and a mint and a teal, so I don't need another one. I think that's what I'm going to try to focus on for February. I don't think I'm going to focus on buying anything new for the month of February because I already know that I don't need anything new. But I am going to try to focus on making some type of an inventory for myself so that I am constantly and at all times aware of what exactly do I have at home. I even think I might take it a little bit of a step further because I have the time and I like to do statistics like this. I think I'm actually going to find a way to not only document what I have, preferably with a photograph, but also start making some type of notation about how often I use it. So for instance, if I want to buy this eyeshadow palette because there's a blue and a brown in there that really speak to me, let me look at the eyeshadow palettes that I already own. Oh wow, I already have a blue here and a brown there. Well, how many times have I been using them? Is this something that I use frequently? Or is this just something that's appealing to me in the moment and I won't really use? I want to find a way to kind of elevate this no-buy experience and make it a little bit more relevant to the lifestyle of a digital nomad living out of a backpack, trying to use everything that I have with me for the lifetime that I own it, and you basically use it until it's disintegrated, or use it until it's used up, use it until it's gone, use it until it falls apart. That is more what I want to focus on. So I want to focus more on how to document and track using what I have so that it will take my mind off of ever needing to replace it, bring in something new, or just buy something new. I haven't really worked out the details on how I'm going to do that yet. I was hoping to have that for you in this video, but as the end of January and the beginning of February are starting, we have just been so busy and I have not been able to figure out how I'm going to track this. But I do plan to come back early in March at some point and try to tell you this is what I did, this is how I did it, and this is what I learned. I hope this video has been interesting and not super boring. I am so glad that I did a no-buy for the month of January. I did not feel like I had a lot of shopping impulses to curb, but I did surprise myself with the number of times that I was out and thought, if I wasn't on a no-buy, I would buy this. And it kind of hit home after a while when you think, well, all of those things add up, not just financially, but also when you are moving as frequently as Michael and I are moving, those are things you have to carry around. You have to pack them safely, where if it's a liquid, it doesn't spill, it doesn't explode in a plane, it doesn't ruin anything else that you own, it's heavy, it takes up room. Like, these are all things that I have to be thinking about, and I want to continue to try to focus myself on using what I have over acquiring new things, and using what I have until I have used it completely to the end of its life. So those are my biggest takeaways from my no-buy in January. I don't know if anyone would ever find this interesting, but I am really excited to be part of the no-buy community. And if anyone is here for the no-buy type of content, I am totally open to suggestions and feedback. I hope I've made sense in this video. I guess I want to reiterate that now that it's February, I am not going to go grabbing my plastic card and run out there and start buying things. I don't feel like you've set me free from these rules and regulations. I have learned a few things and I want to move forward cautiously now that I have the ability to buy things again, and I want to be absolutely sure that anything I purchase and then bring into my life is something I intend to keep for the length of its life, whether it's a sweater that's made out of acrylic and will last for 5 million years, or it's an eyeshadow palette that will take me 3 years if I use it every single day to use it up. I want to be sure that I'm bringing things into my life that I will not have to waste, not have to haul around unnecessarily, not come to resent, not end up donating or throwing away or giving away because I don't want them anymore. I really want to focus on knowing what I have, using what I have, and not bringing new things in unless there's a reason and a need for them. So that was my takeaway from my January no buy. I hope you've enjoyed this video. Thank you for sitting through 20 minutes of me waffling on. I will see you guys another day in an actual adventure. This was just kind of a little summary of what it was like to do a no buy for 1 month. Pretty proud of myself. Yes, I broke the rules a little bit, but they weren't broken terribly. I really feel like I was completely within reason as far as spending habits, but I have learned a lot about responsibly spending, and I'm going to be taking that forward into February and hopefully for the rest of my life. Bye guys, see you another day.